Welcome to the Pit Walk, and we're down here at the Bend for Adam Sprints, and I'm joined by Michael and his Kia EV6 GT. Tell us a bit about your car.
Yeah, it's a 23 EV6 GT. So far, the only thing we've really done to the car is the suspension. Obviously, we changed the wheels and tyres as well, like put some smaller rolling diameter tyres, a bit wider, a bit poking out, but it's racing, so it doesn't have to comply with the road laws anymore. And reduced the weight by taking out interior and things that, like, we don't need the luxury. So one chair and yeah, just hold on tight.
I think to a lot of people the EV thing is the big bad wolf. What made you go, I'm going to go electric for my next project?
I've been racing combustion vehicles for a really long time. Since I was about 20 and I'm now 50, so like almost 30 years of combustion motorsport. And I really enjoy it, and I still enjoy those combustion cars. I haven't sold any of them or anything. A couple of them, I would like to convert some classic cars to electric as well. Only the ones that don't have like really soulful characteristic engines that I love, those ones will remain combustion. But the ones that have got, the car is beautiful but the engine was never the jewel, well then I think that'd be a good candidate to swap it out and put electric in. And mostly I didn't choose it for the reasons that some people may choose electric vehicles. I chose it because the performance is astounding. And now that I'm driving it, I see the performance is far better than I imagined it would actually be. So therefore, it's purely just chosen from a motorsport, like from a perspective of challenge myself continuously. The other vehicles don't challenge me in the same way anymore, because unless I spend considerable additional funds to make them substantially more powerful, they're never going to be as fast as this. I think from factory, the rating is about 430 kilowatts or something like that. And that's, from what I can see, is at the tyre. And yeah, because of the tyre diameter rotation reduction, the torque is therefore increased to the tarmac. So it's got about 20-something% more forward thrust than a standard car. And it makes for a really exciting ride. Sometimes there's not really enough time to think about the next corner that's coming up, and I've made quite a few navigational errors due to a lack of brain speed to match the vehicle's performance. But yeah, it's been fun. It's good fun.
So obviously we don't see a lot of electric cars out at events. Adam Sprints is one of, not very many that actually allow it. So what led you to building an electric track car when there's not a lot of events and stuff that you can actually do with it?
Yeah, so I built one quite a while ago to do Hillclimb, but with Hillclimb and with the regulations that came out in 22, it prevented the use of a custom-built EV, if you wanted to run a custom-built EV, it would be a very expensive and drawn-out process. And I thought, well, I'll just put that project on hold, and it's literally just sitting on a hoist in one of the spare bays in our workshop. And we sourced what we could find as being a reasonably powerful car, and it only had a couple of thousand Ks on it. It came up in the auctions, couldn't be re-registered, so therefore she's destined to only be for track now. And essentially, it seems wasteful to throw something like that away. So we bought it, we replaced a few panels and a headlight, and it's good to go. In the first event, I was learning how to drive it. I had never driven anything like this before. It was a real handful, and I've only raced classic cars before, so therefore traction control was not something I was interested in, so I turned it off for every run, and I found out quickly that traction control was a big help. I was a passenger for quite a couple of the first runs. Exited the track spectacularly. Not my best moment, but you need to drive this completely different to how I've driven anything else that I've ever driven. It challenges the tyres considerably, so what I save on fuel I'm spending on rubber. but it's for fun. It's good, yeah. I've never had a car before where you turn up at the track and you check your air pressures and your tyres, and then you just do every run and be at the pointy end of the field on almost every run, unless you make a navigational mistake. It's as long as I point it the right way, it just teleports me to the next corner, and then I just have to concentrate on how the hell I get around that one and then teleport to the next one. It's insane. Boggles me a bit why Kia made a SUV with this much horsepower, but I'm glad they did, because it is a big car with a lot of inertia. The center of gravity is low, which means it disguises its weight, but the thing is that weight is still there, and because it's so low, it'll go into a flat slide before it will feel like it's going to body roll, and that flat slide is just as uncontrollable as a body roll, or oversteer scenario. I would rather an oversteering chassis. So we've been tweaking the damping now that we've got our adjustable setup in there. We've loosened off the front a little, tightened the rear a bit more to get it to communicate more and to bite harder. But it's a learning curve. I mean, so far I've had about 19 minutes of total seat time in this car since I've owned it.
And if you had to try to convert somebody who's the purist, everything should be powered by petrol, racing should make noise, all that.
I wouldn't necessarily try to convert them. I like all types of motorsport, and I believe that if you came to a motorsport event as a competitor who's driving, not as a spectator who's watching, if you came here to make glorious noise with your exhaust pipe, and if you wanted to be judged for sound or style points, then you're not a motorsport enthusiast or a motorsport competitor. You're a music enthusiast, and I like the music that my V8 makes, but it doesn't go as fast as this. And whatever is fastest is what I would rather be racing. And for the competitors, for the spectators, nobody has come up to me and said, "Man, your car sounds crap." They've all just gone, "Man, your car is like a bullet." So I don't think anybody cares. So I think that if it's fast, it's fast. Yeah.
No, you're doing a fantastic job. The car is awesome.
The car does all the work. I don't have to do a lot.
But thanks heaps for joining us here today, Michael. It's been a great chat, and best of luck for the rest of the day.
Cheers, thank you.
What are you passionate about?
This seems like a dream.
Rip the handbrake and see what's going to happen.
I made it up here too, that's a bonus. Got the goods, I guess. You just keep pushing your boundary, then it's good fun.
Should I be doing this?
This is just something else.
I'm absolutely addicted to it.
On track, we are all at each other, but in the pits, everyone's mates.